TMAP is a very important component in talent. Most of your job designs, it might have at least one TMAP component in it. TMAP component is important because it does lot of operations that other components can't do. TMAP is used to transform the data. It can be used actually to transform data on any type of field. It can be used to concatenate fields, and it can be used to filtering data to certain constraints. It can be used to rejecting data. It can be used to data multiplexing and demultiplexing and so many other things. TMAP component, it's like combination of multiple components in it, and as such it's a complex. I don't say it's a complex component, but it has so many functionalities, so many options to be learned. Listen to this particular video very carefully because TMAP, as I said, TMAP is an important component and it has so many options that you have to know. So let's see how it looks. So this is a basic job. What we are doing is we have this source file customers, then we are looking up into the orders file using the TMAP. Oh, did I mention TMAP can be used to join and look up? And then we are writing into multiple outputs, and each has a constraint. For example, this file, only data that belongs to USA goes to that, and UK goes to this, and Spain goes to that. So we are using TMAP to write to multiple output files, and we are also filtering data based on a constraint. So let's see how we are doing all this in just TMAP, and at the same time let's explore all the options in the TMAP component. When you click on this and go to the components, you will see an option called map editor. You don't have much here because all the options are mentioned in the map editor. Click that, and this is the map editor. As you can see, the component itself is very busy. So let's go through each and every option that we see here. So basically, if you divide this, it's divided into three sections. On the left side, what you see is called source metadata, and then this is the target, whatever you define, the columns you define here. Let me switch off all this, then it makes, so all you can see, these are output links, these are input links. So let me switch off this. Okay, now they are clear. So this row 2 is our lookup file, row 1 is our source data, and these 4 are our output links, as you just saw. So as you can see, 3 output links, 2 input links. This is our input flow, this is our output flow, and in the middle you have something called variables, and we will see what variables are. But before that, let's look at it. This is our main table, this is our lookup table. So main table, we have multiple columns in it, and another thing is you can observe from below, it displays when you select that, when you select any window in the below, you will see its respective metadata, and the left side is for the input and the right side it's for the target. Okay, so when you click on that, it will show that particular links metadata here, and same thing with here. Okay, and this main and lookup table content here you can see, and this is the variables I was talking about, and you can create your own variables here. In here you can use your global variables, context variables. If you remember, control and space takes you to global variables. You can select any global variable here and you can name that. At a high end, we have our main and lookup table content on the left side, far left, and our target table contents on the right side, and in the middle we have the variables, and these are called mapping variables. So you can do any temporary transformation. For example, if you think you have to do some kind of transformation on the target, and if you think it's too messy, you can just switch it there. Or mostly we define variables in such a scenario where you have a same logic that is being repeated in multiple tables or multiple columns. At that time we define a variable and we use the same variable in multiple tables or multiple columns. That's the case where we define the variables or mapping variables in this case. Since we saw the main parts, let's go into each and everything. So you have this plus button. Okay, so what is this plus button? It's a filter. Okay, when you click on that, you can filter your input data based on a function. You can write here expression builder in here, or you can just type it if you are sure whatever you are doing, you know it. So you can constrain or you can filter your input data by mentioning this. Okay, this plus button filters the data either here or here or here. Wherever you see this plus, it's like filter, activate or unactivate expression filter. You can even filter your input data from here. Same with the lookup table here. We are not filtering anything. So this is just the minimize and maximize. And then for the lookup tables, and one more thing to mention here with the map stages, you can have only one main link. You cannot have more than one main link. All the other links you do to the tmap component are lookup links. So lookup, you will have another option called tmap settings. So these are the tmap settings. So you have here so many properties and their values. We will go into each and every property here. So we have property called lookup model. There are 3 different modes to handle lookup loading, and they are load once mode, reload at each row, and reload at each row cache. Let's see what each of these options does. So load once is the default. As you can see, the default value is the load once. So if you want to load the entire lookup table before processing the main flow, you select load once. You will select load once option if your lookup table has small amount of data, or if your main flow has huge amount of. Then you have reload at each row. Before going there, load once, what it does, it will load the entire lookup table data and then it will start processing the main flow data. Whereas reload at each row mode, what it does is, at each row of the main flow, the lookup, it gets loaded again. This is useful when you have your lookup table data very huge, or if you have large amount of lookup table data, you cannot load everything at once. So what you will do is, you will load at each main flow row. And in order to do this, one important thing to observe is your main flow data should be small. Otherwise, if you have huge amount of main flow data, then loading at each row is huge letdown to your lookup. And it's not that you will load the entire lookup table at each row of the main flow. What you will do is, you will mention a where class condition, and the lookup will be loaded with that where condition, and it will only return the data that applies to the where condition. So it's not that you will load the entire lookup table. You will only load the lookup data that satisfies that where condition, and that where condition will come from the main flow row. And you have another option, reload at each row cache. The difference between reload at each row and reload at each row cache is, let's assume you already looked up couple of values and joined the data. So those will be saved in the cache, because if you get a row with same scenario again, instead of loading the data again, it can just read it from the cache. So what this helps in reducing the time, and it also helps in performance increase, because you already have the results in the cache instead of reloading the lookup table with that where class. So these are the 3 modes. you have for loading lookup data. So you have this. So let's first join the column. So once you join the column here, you can see the match model it changed. So now you have three types of match models. One is unique match, first match, and then all matches. So what these different types does. So as you can see, unique match is the default one. And when you select the unique match, what happens is when you join on these two keys, if you get more than one result, the last result will be taken into account and it will pass to the output table. For example, when you join, if you get three results, the first two will be ignored and only the last value will be sent to the output. That's the unique match. And the first match, opposite to this, whatever the first result you see when you join, it will be sent to the output and all others will be ignored. And all matches, you might have guessed, if there are three results when you join with these keys, all of them are output to the table, output table. So this option pretty much depends on your business logic. So if you want only the last or the first or all, you select according to that. And then the join model. So we have inner and left outer join. So inner join is something that joins based on the same keys. Then those results will be output. Left outer join is same, but it also includes all the keys from the left and the common keys from both the tables. Then we have store temp data. With tmap, sometimes what happens is you might encounter memory storage issues which prevents your entire job to complete properly. So tmap, they introduced a feature to reduce the memory in use for lookup loading. That's why in the lookup table you have this option called store temp data. So what this does is it will allow you to choose a separate temporary directory to store the lookup data directly to disk instead of memory. Since the default is the false, you can set to true. Once you set to true, what happens is, let me click apply. Okay. So here if you see, you will get this option of temp data directory path. Once you select that option, go to advanced settings and here you will have store on disk and it will ask you to enter the maximum buffer size or number of rows. So what happens is, this will specify the maximum number of rows each temporary file can contain, and the default is 2 million. You can change that, and here you can select the temporary data directory path. Those are the options that are available on the lookup table. And the other one you have is the filter. This is the common filter. You can use the expression builder to build any statement, any filter condition. For example, if you want only order IDs that are greater than 1000, you can just write it down there. You can write it here, or you can open the expression builder and write it. So this is pretty default filter. You will see it in many places, here, and on the output tables. So those are the options that are available in the lookup table.